Alright, post those. And that we are live on Twitter. Let me just wait a little bit. Let me make sure everyone is good and in here before we get started today on a very special episode of Freak-Tober, or whatever I'm calling this. I suppose Freak-Tober would be the series name. How do I get rid of... Take away the Discord thing. How do you block my vision of the beautiful chat room? There we go. Alright. I'll do my little preamble here. Welcome everyone to another charity day. As usual, raising money for the St. Baldrick's Foundation, a cancer research center that has a focus for children. I'll throw that link in the chat real quick, just so you all know. And then we can begin talking about the game we have before us today. There we go. Today, I have for you something a little bit different. I was reached out to by the devs, one Valhallians, I believe is how it's pronounced. If not, then feel free to correct me. After we had streamed much in line, we were asked to check out their game as well. A fellow Game Jam submission, I believe. I forget what the exact rules were for the Game Jam. I think it was, I don't know if it's just a timing thing or if it had to be a theme. Oh no, I think this was like specifically for visual novels. I'm not sure. Point is, wanted us to check it out, so that's what we're going to be doing today, checking out Lydia's Labyrinth. I don't know anything about the game. I don't know anything about what's going to happen in here. I've seen very good reviews of it on their itch.io page. So yeah, if you like what you see here, you can go check out their other work, and perhaps I might take a gander as well. I'm always looking for new indie games and indie developers to throw my support to. Though I will say, if you want to get my attention, it's got to be mystery. It's my bread and butter right there. I'm always looking for good mystery games. But without further ado, I believe it's time for us to start and hop right into it. Do I sound good on the stream? Do I sound too loud? Do I sound too quiet? I believe I have it set up quite right. I think I have it so when I talk, the game lowers a little bit. But you let me know, audience. How do I sound on this day? I sound good. Thank you very much, Peachy. Then, in that case, I mean, what are we doing here? Looming on the title screen. I think it's about time we hop right in. Bad luck can't last forever. Alright. Hey, you should totally enter this contest I saw today for a free holiday. Here, let me sign you up. Just listen to this. Alright, right off the bat, someone's a little bit pushy. Oh, Jesus, what's happening? Win an all-expense-paid trip to a real-life castle doesn't sound very nice. Filled with hundreds of years worth of history in every stone. You'll be greeted by your very own personal driver at the airport. Alright, you know, it's not sounding too bad, actually. And chauffeured in style to your final destination. Far away from the frantic stresses of the city. A remote island mansion just off a peaceful coast. However, you will still be furnished with the latest in technology and entertainment. Let me turn the game a smidgen down. It seems like it's a little bit louder. There we go. Hold still, you. The fuck? We get kidnapped by a dead... What the fuck? Once there, you will be escorted to a luxurious accommodation. Will I? Down you go, chum. Where you can rest assured that your every need will be personally overseen by the mistress of the estate. Alright, okay, you're winning me back. You had me in the middle, but you know, you're winning me back. What have you got to lose? Hello, darling. Aren't you just precious in your little jumpsuit and communication visor? What? Hush, my dearest. I can tell you how enraptured I am. You are the one entrapped. Fuck me, this sentence is third, dump it. Worst game ever. I am to have you visit my humble abode once more. What is she talking about? I've never been in a hellhole like this before. Getting you here was no easy feat, but only the best will do for my adoring public darling. And now that I have you, well, I'm almost giddy. Who are you? Where are my manners? Allow me to introduce myself. I will be your host for what is likely to be the rest of your pathetic mortal life. Okay, well, that's a little bit openly hostile. I think we get done without that. I am the ruler of the night, the mistress of the maze, Lydia von Mercia, and true heiress to the Dracula throne. But enough about me, my delicious morsel. Back to the business at hand. What am I doing here? Ah, my beautiful sacrifice, allow me to illuminate you about your unfortunate predicament. I shall be your mistress of ceremony, as you, my sweetling, have been chosen to be the participant in the premier attraction of the night court. Lydia's Labyrinth. A wonderfully cruel gala of wickedness, where each year we test the pathetic clingy attachment mortals have to life, no matter how insignificant they are. And that's where you come in, my darling. You see, we always try to find a number of souls whose impact upon the world has been so profoundly minuscule that simply no one would miss them if they were plucked from existence. But you, my succulent pet, you are special. I've been searching for a spectacle such as yourself for a long, long time. Oh, really? I mean, I've been working out lately. I don't know if it's spectacle, but... So, you're going to be running the labyrinth all by your lonesome so that I can give you my completely undivided attention. The oh-so-charming headset you've been adorned with allows me to communicate with you no matter where you are, as well as letting my public view your progress through my little emporium of conundrum. Those watching from the comfort of their devious lairs should be seeing the mortal's progress on the map and the left screen. I fucking had a stroke midway through that. So devious lairs, everyone got their like own personal goon cave they're watching me in. It's fucked up. She's one accent away from Mr. Justice. I thought I found Oliver by my leg. Or fuck, I already just kill me. Our poor prey here will have no such luxury and will have to blindly navigate their way to the end of our maze, with only their puny wits to guide them. However, if they can somehow solve our little brain teasers, they might find some useful items or clues. A little something to add a precious sliver of hope to their escape. Oh no, calm down, there's no Oliver. I'm sorry, chat, I lied. I thought Oliver was by my leg. I was schizophrenic. Calm down. I'm a little bit schizo. I apologize. Do you think they can survive, or will they fall prey to one of our devilish traps? My fiendish friends, it's time to place your bet. Now, my delicious morsel. Alright. I'll get to the end, and then I'm gonna end you. Oh, darling. That's the fire a girl dreams about, blood aflame, heart pounding with murderous intent. Oh, it makes me come over all funny. I'm waiting, darling. But with the show... Oh, come on, that's like the intro line. You gotta just scrap the show. But on with the show, my dear. Your job is to find your way through the labyrinth to me. I will be eagerly awaiting you at the exit with your final reward. Do try not to die too early. We wouldn't want to disappoint our viewers, now would we? So to help you, I've been terribly generous and instructed my minions to scatter some useful tidbits around to give you a fair shake of it. Hello, chat trick, hello. I see one of them right now. Right there in front of you. Honestly, when I said throw them about the maze, I didn't mean in the bloody first room, you idiot. Imbecile. Get out of my sight. No, wait. I have a better idea. You stay just there until I'm finished talking to our guest. Apologies, darling. It's so hard to enslave good help these days. It looks like the suitcase has been left for you. What would you like to do? I don't need it. I'm just better. I'm sorry. Wonderfully wary, my dear. Keep that up and we might very well meet sooner rather than later. You step cautiously away from the case, careful not to touch it in any way in fear of traps. You look suspiciously towards the door of the cell. Also, if the Mario in the music box told you anything, I'm going for every death. We're going to be getting every single one, don't you worry. You hold your breath as you reach for the handle and breathe out slowly as the door pulls open with no resistance, revealing the tunnel beyond. It takes a moment for your eyes to adjust to the new light. Fucking what light? This is like this is the abyss. We're in the notary games right now. Dust dances in the air around you. The tunnel leads off to what you think of as north, immediate darkness stretching before you, but you can see a small glimmer of light in the distance. You take a moment to steady your nerves before stepping out of your cell and venturing forth into the labyrinth. That's it, my dear. Good show. Keep going. See you soon, my sweet. Lydia vanishes from your viewers as you cautiously walk through the unnerving passage. The strange weight of the helmet bows your head forward uncomfortably, causing a searing pain in your temples with every jolting step from where it was forcibly attached. You grit your teeth and trudge toward the light with a grim determination. You know, I'm gonna admit, Lydia, this place is kind of awesome. You're kind of wasting it making it like a death trap. This could be like a whole... You could put like a Dollar Tree down here. Be fucking perfect. A single lamp illuminates the corridor you find yourself in. The way back remains shrouded in unnatural darkness, the light unwilling to venture from whence you came. The corridor continues forward with similar spots of light guiding you your way, but you also see a left turn that seems to open up into a larger area. Which would you like to go? Never take a left path. In these horror games, you go off the beaten path, you die instantly. We go north. Uh-oh. I see a worm? Would you love me if I was a worm plus tsunami tree? You enter a room with 5 white doors on the northern wall. To the south lies a dark path with a distant solitary light. Welcome to your first real test, darling. The generous soul that I am, I furnished you with 5 options. I know, I spoil you, darling. Each of these doors lead to a different devilishly delightful challenge that will either lead you to your doom, or perhaps a little closer to me. Kiss, kiss, darling. Do try not to die. Ciao, my lovely. You look at the different doors in front of you. There doesn't seem to be any discernible difference to them, other than the emblazoned icons at each wear. Which will you choose? Okay, well... it's tricky. Admit, these are my 5 favorite things. Worms, hearts, crosses, waves, and trees. As viewers know, my absolute favorite objects. So I think I'm gonna have to, put my faith in God that they will carry me. You come to a large open room. In the center of it sits a table with a crystal decanter and a note sitting under it. On the northern wall, a large fireplace dominates the room. To the left of the mantel is a door, and on the right side there is a staircase going eastward. What would you like to do? Don't mind if I do. The little ornate table in the center of the room holds a beautiful empty crystal decanter. At the moment, its only duty is that of a paperweight holding down a handwritten note in a flourishing script. You pick up the note and take a closer look. The secret to a longer life lies within the bottle of a perfect blend. Drink up, darling. You return the note to the table, remembering its words for later, and continue on your investigation of the room. What about this table? The little ornate table in the center of the room holds a beautiful empty crystal decanter. At the moment, its only duty is that of a paperweight holding down a handwritten note in a flourishing script. You pick up the note and take a closer look. The secret along. Did I just hit the same thing? Am I stupid? I'm dumb. So I don't know why I thought the decanter is a different thing. As you get closer to the fireplace, you notice that the back of the hearth is false, and if you crouch, you could walk through to a secret room on the other side. I'll stay here for now. Not be walking into fireplaces where fire exists. Let's take the stairs. You take the stairs to the east and follow the path curving northward. You come to a junction with stairs leading in 3 different directions. Well, north is best. You come to a wide junction in the path. In the middle of the fork, you find an ornate cauldron that glows slightly with an aura of the arcane that tickles the back of your memory. You peek inside only to find it empty except for a matching chalice resting in the bottom. You suspect this is the cup from which the thralls collect the blood of the contestants as an offering for their mistress. I mean, that's my chalice. It's my drinking cup now. You grab the chalice and take it from the cauldron. You can also feel the life force of countless sacrifices who had dwelled within the accursed goblet. Perhaps it can be used against the vampiress? But which way should you go? I mean, closest to north we got northeastern. Taking northeastern. Okay, well, can I undo this? You follow the path, cautious of what might await you around each bend. Not long before you came face to face with the painted visage of a gargoyle carved into the wall. You notice that a parallel path also leads to this wall from the opposite direction. I'm gonna take a look at the gargoyle. You inspect the gargoyle closely, its hideous face contorted in hellish hunger, mouth agape. The stone of the tongue appears to be slightly different shade from the rest of the sculpture. I wonder if it would feel different. Is it a hidden switch, or could it be a trap? You want to put your finger in the gargoyle's mouth? Well, you know, I gotta start collecting deaths now, so let's put that finger in. You wince slightly as you slide your finger into the gullet of the statue. You feel the tongue click down, and you quickly whip your hand away from the rock just as it starts to shudder. Dust and rubble starts to fall to the ground as the entire wall starts to shake and slowly rise. As the last tremors fade away, you find yourself before an extravagant-looking entrance hall. CC, we don't need to save. I'm one-shotting this. We're getting a 100% right off the bat. I'm doing everything perfect right now. Luxurious carpet softens the floor underfoot, and you can feel the welcome warmth of the candelabras from here. A dual staircase lies at either end of the room, with one heading left and the other right. Congratulations, darling. You've made it to my humble abode, but we're not quite through with you yet, are we, my loyal viewing subject? Of course not. So in order to make it to me and your granddad, you must choose which staircase to ascend. But I think making it this far deserves its own modest reward. I know I spoil you, but I do like to treat pets who please me. And you, my dear, have been marvelously pleasing. My appetite has definitely been whetted. So I think a clue for what lies ahead is well deserved, my sweet. Now, of course, all paths inevitably lead to yours truly, but the road you choose will have its own unique, shall we say, thematic challenges. The left staircase will take you down the path of sacrifice, whereas the right will bring you to the path of reflection. Both will be frightfully dangerous for you, but oh so terribly entertaining for me. Choose well, my lovely. Which way? Well, I mean, I want to go down the path of sacrifice. I'm not looking at my own flaws here. You had only entered this contest because you felt you had nothing left to lose. If this labyrinth has any silver lining, it's now that you're acutely aware of how precious life is, and no matter the struggle, you have the strength to keep getting up. Your knuckles whiten as you grab the banister and pull yourself up the first few stairs, determination fueling every step. What the fuck is this room? You enter what appears to be some kind of conference room. A number of chairs surround a long table, and on the far wall are 2 whiteboards, each bearing a huge button. One red, one blue. Welcome, darling. Now, usually there would be more contestants here, and they would have to agree upon which button they would press, but today, we just have you. On the bright side, that means we'll have a less petty arguments and squabbles, although my viewers do enjoy watching the mortals resort to violence towards each other. But I'm sure this will be just as much fun with someone as marvelously fascinating such as you, my dear. Now the good news is, no matter which button you press, the door to the next room will open. Well, isn't that wonderful? However, depending on which button you press, someone will die. Oh, I do so love this devilish game. Now I'm sure you're on the tenterhooks about finding out who our unlucky sacrifices might be. So without further ado, push the red button and you hear a speaker crackle to life. I'm sorry, I didn't know. I swear I only thought they wanted to meet you. I needed the money. Please help me. I have a Yes, enough of that. And behind the blue button...
I'm sorry, mistress. It won't happen again. I was only trying to help. Please spare me.
And there we have it, my dear. Choose the red button, and the so-called friend who set you up and sent you to play my little game will die. A woman you have worked with for years, thought of as a friend, sold you out for less coin than your annual salary. So cheap is a mortal's life, bought and sold. However, push the blue button and my servant, who idiotically left a present for you in the starting cell, will be destroyed. Nameless, one of many disposable. However, they did try to help you against my wishes. They say that no good deed goes unpunished. We shall see. Time to choose, my ruthless beloved, red or blue. Well, I mean, I gotta dap up the homie. He tried... I may not have taken the gift, but blue had my back. Red, I'm sorry, your daughter's an orphan. You hear a scream as you push the button, but are blessedly unaware of the horror going on behind the wall. The silence stretches on for a moment before the door slides open. I guess I'll have to call little Diana and tell her mommy won't be coming home. Not sure how to feel. Your instincts kick in and you find yourself entering the next room. We do not help fake people here. We help bros and allies. I guess bros would be too limiting. We help allies here. And Blue had our back. We'll call him Blue. That's his name now. You find yourself standing in a simple room. Plain, unadorned walls on every side, and a small table in the center bearing a vase containing a bouquet of purest white roses. A door bearing the mark of the flower lies opposite. You suspect the door is locked, but check it just in case to confirm your suspicions. It rattles uselessly, and you grunt in a pessimistic affirmation and return your attention to the regal flower. Roses? You really shouldn't have, darling. How beautiful, though, that the color does leave something to be desired, although... I need to touch the thorn. I need to put my blood on there, and then I'm gonna put my blood on the rose, and it become red, and the door's gonna open, and I'm awesome, because I'm one-shotting this, and I'm getting the best ending, and the dev is crying right now. They're actually crying at how good I am at this game. They that dares not grasp the thorn should never praise the rose. The thought brings a very wry smile to your lips. You extend a finger, allowing the thorn to prick deep. A bubble of purest how do you put it? Claret? Is that a French word? It sounds like a French word. Claret? If it is French, I'll say claret, just to upset the French. Forms on your fingertips. A morbid fascination forms in you as you stare at the bead of life swelling from such a small puncture. Now I touch the flower. You hold your hand over the petals, the blood droplets hanging precariously over the pristine innocence of the bloom. You clench your hand and a droplet falls. Oh! The corruption of the scarlet spreads quickly, the petals drinking deep the vitae. The blood pulses through the flower veins as the stained petals flaunt their new crimson coat. Simply ravishing. The door swings open, beckoning you to the penultimate room. See, I'm telling you, the devs, they doubted me. I know they did. The devs were cowards, and they thought I would die and I would not survive the winter. Here we are in the penultimate room, about to get the good ending. They're embarrassed right now. They're completely embarrassed. They'll never recover. You step forward into an entrance hall. A huge ornate door heralds an end to the labyrinth and promises an encounter with the mistress beyond. I have not died yet, Sness. I am Lydia's strongest soldier right now. However, in the hall there appears to be a large stone fountain. The font is still at the moment The font is still at the moment, but you notice what appears to be an odd stone nestling on top, plugging the spout. What would you like to do? We mind our business here? I mean, I think that kind of goes without saying. We mind our business here? You grow weary of these games. You just want an end to this farce. Your bedraggled body lurches towards the door and shoves them open. Ooh. Ooh. We'll get the endings after I 100% get the good ending. We'll go back. I'll die. We'll play the cowardly route, the one who died every single time. We'll get all of those. But right now, we have a true ending to achieve here. Finally, after so many ordeals and trials, you stand at the journey's end. Rising from her chair, you come face to face with your tormentor, the mistress of the maze, the vampiress Lydia. Congratulations, darling. You are breathtakingly marvelous. She embraces you, throwing her arms around your neck and kissing your cheek. So few have made it here. In all the years of running the Labyrinth, I was beginning to think I would never get the pleasure of meeting a contestant in the flesh. Such a valiant act is deserving of a fitting reward, I think. And oh my, your escapades have certainly been entertaining. Now choose, my pet. We stand on big business here. Fuck you. I was hoping that when we met face to face, you might have learned a modicum of respect for your superiors. I've endured your comments throughout this broadcast, knowing that you shall taste all the sweeter when I finally get to drain you dry. I heard every single word. I bet you did. And each time I soothe myself with the knowledge that I will soon get to rip that fucking throat out. That is legitimately terrifying. That actually fucking got— I may not have screamed, but my chair definitely felt that jump. That actually got me. There it is, the good ending. Heard every word, death 23. That's not a death, it's a good ending. I don't know why they're lying to me like that. Where's the true ending? What's happening? Return to Lydia's room. Might as well see all the endings I can get here. What is the skip button? It's, advances dialogue and activates the interface. Okay. Hold on, let me... Oh wait, no, I completely misread that. I'm stupid, ignore me. The vampire woman did not stand on big business. That's the short of it. Toggles this dialogue skipping, skips dialogue when okay, this controls what I want. Give me treasure. Still such a greedy little piggy. The vampiress looks deep into your eyes, a victorious smile on her lips. Very well, my gluttonous immortal. If riches is all you desire, that is what you shall have. The vampiress turns and gestures to the waiting chest and steps back, still with that smug smile on her face. Kicking it open, the chest reveals its hoard, enough gold to start a small country. A servant bows to you before instructing its minions to heave the chest onto a trolley and tow it away. You follow them as they lead you out through the castle. Lydia's laughter echoes behind you, and you can't help but feel that somehow she won. I don't know, I got money, I got paid there. What ending was that? I skipped it by accident. Alright, I'll fuck the vampire. Alright, you got me. I'll do it. Oh my, how delightful. What an enchanting life we could have together. You doing my bidding for all time? My bidding. Oh darling, it's simply wonderful. Now hold still, this won't hurt a bit. This will hurt, but I will enjoy it so. It's been so long since I tasted you, I wondered how different it will be with you as a mortal. You belong to me now. Wait, what? What? So long since you've bitten me? What does that mean? Fuck, I skipped the ending again. What was the end? I'm sorry, I kept standing on too much big business. We're not done yet. What endings have we gotten? Treasure, pet, do not click. Alright, I won't click it. Because my neck is exactly like an apple, Cece. It has that sort of thickness, so you gotta really chomp into it. Alright, let's, hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna do everything I did last time, but this time I'm gonna like open the fountain. We go north, take the chalice, northeastern, inspect, put my finger in there, the path of sacrifice, we stand on big business here, we touch the thorn, touch the flower, remove the plug now. It takes a bit of forcing, but you manage to remove the stone cork and throw it aside. You start to hear bubbling within the sculpture. It's closely followed by the trickle of liquid. Scarlet dashes the stonework as it flows forth from the spout, pooling in the fountain basin. Blood. The offering font fills, and the iron mist diffuses into the air, the metallic scent lacing every breath. Okay, we're close here or something. Fill the chalice? You take out the offering cup you've been carrying. It glows in reaction to the lifeblood nearby. You dip it in and take out an offering. The runes of the chalice illuminate with otherworldly power. Take it to Lydia. Walking carefully with the cup, you push open the door with your shoulder and step out into the labyrinth. Alright. I bring you this offering. How thoughtful. You know, I could use someone like you around here. Good help is so hard to find and all. And you, my dear, seem fabulously adept at knowing your place and understanding that I will forever be above it. Oh, what do you say? What an enchanting life we could have together. You doing my bidding for all time? Oh no, shit. Hold on. We're close. We're right there with something. I should have saved. I'm a fool for that, but we're right there with the true ending. Where are you? I'm gonna end you. You know, I'll open the suitcase this time. Let's mix it up a bit. What a greedy little piggy you are, just diving right in with your grubby mitts. Case opens easily with a click. Inside you find a folded piece of paper held down by a curved dagger. What's in the knife? You gingerly pick up the knife, feeling its reassuring weight in your hand. It's a short curved blade about the length of your index finger. Guess that it might have been once used as a part of some sort of ancient ceremony, as it doesn't seem very practical for a weapon. The gilded hilt is adorned with red sparkling jewels and only supports your theory that it was more of a blade of station rather than device of defense. You peer closely at the blade, turning it slowly to try and catch what little light there is available. You notice the heavily worn down hallmark of a crown on the metal. Thinking it better than nothing, you put the knife in your pocket. And what does the note say? You unfold the slightly crumpled piece of paper. The writing is done in a hasty scrawl, as if the writer feared discovery while scribbling. It reads, "My mistress awaits in the northernmost point of the labyrinth. However, I caution you that the direct route is not necessarily the safest. I wish thee the luck that was not afforded me." Anything different if I read it again? Close the box up and get back to your feet. Step away and turn your attention towards the door of your cell. Hold your breath. Okay, so okay, no, never mind. So let's explore a little bit. Let's see our options. I think we were pretty much right on the right track for the good ending, but we made some unfortunate decisions along the way. I'll do a save here. I'm learning my lesson. What the fuck? You emerge onto an elevated concrete area. The sound of waves crashing against the walls greets you here. A thrill of hope dances down your spine as you taste the saline sea air on your lips. There's a dilapidated boat covered in rubble in the center of the courtyard, and to the north there is a strange square structure. All around you is a waist-high wall overlooking the beckoning waters. I've always liked the sea, so beautiful and inviting, but also so deceitfully deadly. Choose carefully, my dear. Some decisions can be surprisingly volatile. Well, I know better. Let's search the boat and the rubble. You search among the wreck and the rubble. The boat has a huge hole in its bottom and it's completely unusable. However, you do see an old fishing spear that still has its edge. Would you like to take it with you? I would. It feels heavy, and you suspect it might be awkward to wield in narrow spaces, but you feel better having some sort of weapon with you. You find a piece of old rope tied to the shaft and sling it over your shoulder. Nice. Let's investigate the square structure. As you approach the square structure, you see that it has an opening. You peer in and can see you can see steps leading downwards. It'll take you a bit of clearing, but you think you might be able to squeeze through. I would love to. You wriggle your way through the debris and find yourself at the top of a stairwell. You descend carefully, keeping one of your hands to the wall to guide you in the growing darkness. You can feel the stairs are spiraling by the rounding of the wall. The steps feel treacherously narrow as you place each foot on the hewn rock in the blind faith. A faith misplaced, you let out a scream as your next step meets only air. You stand up, bruised and scraped, but thankfully okay. You look back at the hole you just fell through and see only darkness. Your only choice is to go forward. The area seems to be built like an old air raid shelter deep underground. The air smells humid and sickly sweet, the sickly sweet stench of rot perverts the air. The junction itself seems well made, but as you look to the northern route, you see that it seems almost freshly made. The painted white walls end and are replaced with freshly hewn rock. The jagged stone constricts the deeper it goes. You may have to crawl if you wish to venture in. The path south leads to the only darkness, where the east there's a white door. Which way? Well, shit, I didn't realize this would be this much of a choice. Let's go to the tunnel. The path north continues to dwindle. At first it forces you to stoop, then eventually your only choice is to crawl. The sharp edges of the rock leaves your hands bloodied as you drag yourself along the burrow. Desperately seeking something ahead to herald an end to your torturous writhing forward, you keep pulling yourself along until a glint of something shining in the wall catches your eye. You lean in as far as your confines allow to get a closer look at the biggest sapphire you've ever seen. Twinkling in the darkness, it looks to be about the size of an apple, with one end still embedded in the rock. It'd be worth a fortune if you made it out of here and would fit easily into your pocket. Do you want to try and pry it loose? We stand on business here. So we're taking that. You maneuver your body so that you can place both hands on the head of the jewel. You brace your legs and back against the wall of the tunnel, ready to pull the gem with all your might, but to your surprise, it comes away easily. However, you notice that a string runs from the bottom of the stone into the wall. Coveted little magpie. You've just enough time to hear the thunder of falling rocks above you before. Shiny, Death 3. Well, you know what? We stood on big business. What else can you say about it? You can't hate us. I'll leave it be. Reluctantly, you avert your gaze from the tempting prize and continue your crawl forward. The tunnel tightens even further, making each inch a struggle. You pull yourself along by bloody fingertips and pushing with your toes. A sudden whoosh of hot air blows into your face, carrying that awful stench of decay out from ahead, but you welcome it like an old friend. Wind must mean an opening. With each inch forward, you start to feel the tunnel slope downwards. With the renewed strength and that hope of an end brings, you begin making steady progress until gravity leads to an assist so that you start to slide. Ever steeper and faster you fall until the tunnel spits you out. You land with a crunch and a crackle. You scramble to try and right yourself from the rubble pool you've been deposited in. Your eyes slowly adjust to the electric light after so long in the darkness. Bones! You look around to examine the unstable ground you find yourself in. A mound of grinning skulls and bones stare back. Ever steeper you fart? Shut up, chat. I didn't say that. Startled, you fall back, pressing tightly against the wall as you stare down, wide-eyed at the horror of such a mass pile of bleached white cadavers. The smell of death hangs heavily, and your mouth is filled with the taste of salt and ash. With every movement, you create an unnerving rattle of sliding bone on bone. On the other side of the bone pit, you see a corridor leading northwards, but to reach it, you must crawl over the remains of the dead. Do you? I mean, we stand on business here. You dig with your hands in the pile of the departed, not sure what you're searching for. With every bone shifted aside, another victim slides in to fill its place. Oh shit. What a macabre hound you are. Really rummaging gleefully in discarded remains of your predecessor? trying to find your favorite bone, my little poochie. Would you like to bark for me as well? Maybe. Ignoring her taunting you, you continue your search until you are rewarded with a glimpse of something metallic just as it slides out of reach. Hey, it's mine. Try and get it. You scramble quickly and your hand closes around a long key. With no label or unique feature, it's not clear what it might be for, so you put it in your pocket. Well. Here we go. Hey, keep digging. After the success of finding the key, a curious rush of adrenaline overcomes you. What else is buried here? It could be anything. Riches, keys, necessary puzzle items. You dig feverishly. You see the red glint coming from within one of the skulls. Using both hands, you scuffle with all your might as the red glow grows stronger. Oh my god, no. Something latches around your wrist and starts to pull you downwards. You try to struggle free, but nothing will slow your descent. Dragged under the canopy of bones, you come face to face with the glowing red eyes of a skull. It cackles hauntingly as it continues to drag you deeper into the pile. Dig too deep. It's a cautionary tale. I guess I should load this one. Let's leave. You slip and fumble your way across the avalanche of death, eventually landing towards solid ground. You get to your feet and stare at the path ahead of you. The passage rises in a slight incline out of the bone pile and up towards another entrance. The floor is wet and slippery with what looks like a constant flow of blood. The journey is slow going as you place each foot in hand with care. An eerie glow emits from the gaps in the wall, pulsing as you make your way up. You think you see movement in the glow. Startled, your foot slips out from under you. What the hell is that? You start to fall, the crimson current trying to pull you back to the pit, when suddenly a spectral hand latches onto your wrist. You get to your feet back under you again and watch as the hand drifts towards the glowing wall, finger crooking in a beckoning fashion. Well, I mean, I mentioned it before, we help allies here. Unsure and sensing a trap, you hesitate. The hand was strong enough to stop you from falling, so why did it simply ask you to follow it instead of dragging you? Was it too weak after taking corporeal form? Was it lured something worse? Was it one of the souls lost in the hellscape trying to help? You consider all the options, but fall into the idea that if it wished you harm, it would have just let you fall. Carefully, you strafe towards the glow. Once there, you grab hold of one of the struts, securing yourself as the hand reappears, carrying a small bell. It presses it into your free hands, and as you touch it, you hear a whisper in your mind.
Sound the toll to call home those caught between life and death, trapped in perpetual servitude. Release them.
The final words echo in your mind as the hand evaporates into the wall. Okay, well, I mean, brosif. Absolute brosif. What happens if I go back to the bone pile? Wait, something else metallic? Huh. I got another key from that? Interesting. Head towards the entrance. You enter an old boiler room. Steam hisses at you from multiple leaking pipes. The air feels suffocating and reeks of oil and sulfur. A huge boiler dominates the room with various dials rattling worryingly. The ladder leads up to an overseeing room and the door leads eastward. Where would you like to go? Well, let's get our face melted off by the boiler first, naturally. You get up close to the boiler to have a look. Various dials are straining with their pointers quivering in the red. The boiler itself shakes and vibrates under the strain of its purpose, too long without service. Now let's just turn some shit. You try some switches and buttons, but nothing seems to happen. You remember that you have seen in movies people turn a crank to relieve pressure, and that solves the boiler problem for nearly every time. You start cranking with all you got, but this was not one of those times. The boiler hisses angrily, and steam blasts into your face. You can feel your skin dripping from your skull, and you try to scream, but the sound is swallowed by an almighty explosion. Oh my goodness! I knew we should have had that service before we started the show. There's always just so much to do, must have slipped my mind. Poor dear. Oh well, it's always next time. Be a dear and clean this mess up and reset for next time. Oh, and call my contractor. That was the IRA ending. Under pressure. Inspected, let's try kicking it. No one knows why, but sometimes violence is the solution when dealing with temperamental machines. Slap on the edge of a TV set, thunk on a motor, a boot to a washing machine. Countless times this inexplainable method writes something wrong within the machinery and all starts to work out. This was not one of those times. The boiler hisses angrily. That's the fucking noise. Okay, I'll leave the boiler alone. I'll climb the ladder. You climb the ladder and find yourself in a control room with a desk filled with switches and buttons. Screens depicting security footage of the Labyrinth shine on some of the consoles. Do you go in? Sure. You climb into the room and are amazed at the amount of tech and machinery that greets you. A myriad of lights and dials, all of which you have no idea what the purpose are. You step up to the main desk, and the trapdoor slams shut behind you. You run over to the door and try pulling it, but it won't budge. An ominous purple gas starts to pump in from the vents above. You stay low to the ground, trying to buy some time to think. Wait, what if I hack into the mainframe? You push every button you can, but nothing halts the flow of gas into the room. It gets harder and harder to breathe, and an uncontrollable cough racks your body, and you slump to the floor. Oh, my little Icarus, we can't have you tampering with things you don't understand. It's a shame it has to end this way. I'm growing quite fond of you, for a mortal anyway. I was so looking forward to meeting you in the flesh, but rules are rules. You understand, I'm sure. Oh no, I can't read that. You can't do that to me, game dev. I thought we were cool. La revedere ibita me. Sure. We'll go with that. That's what it says. No one questioned me. Yes. Go in. Let's use our handy-dandy key. You dig the key out of your pocket and shove it into the gap in the hatch. It springs open and you fall from the platform, crashing to the boiler room floor. A cloud of gas engulfs the control room above, preventing your return. Well, that sucks. You return to the boiler room. Try the eastern door. What's going on over here? What's happening? You follow the passage until it opens into a large rundown room. Once it might have been a grand hall, but now it's nothing more than a crumbling ruin. The stench of bodily excretion overwhelms you and threatens to empty your stomach. You spy a few shuffling bodies moving aimlessly around the squander, unaware of your arrival for the moment. You can see passageways leading both east and west. To the north, there's a door. You think you could use the broken pillars and rubble to creep your way to either the east or west passage without drawing attention, but to get to the north door, you'll need to somehow get past the roaming thralls. Which way? This is way more different than I thought it was. Let's head west. No, north is always best. You move forward from the rubbish heap to a brick pile to a crumbling wall, trying to inch closer to the door. Take a moment to try and observe the monster's movements to gauge any patrols or reason for their shuffling, but you find none. Yes, so sad. Sometimes my gift just doesn't take, and what's left is an empty husk. Not dead, not alive, no thought other than hunger. Absolutely useless as servants, but surprisingly vicious when provoked. I like to keep them as guards of sort. They're not picky eaters, so proceed with care, my succulent one. Perhaps you might join them. We shall see very soon. So soon. Oh, I shiver in anticipation. Right, calm down, lady. How should you proceed? Well, Broski gave us the bell. Run for it. Shuffling slaves seem unaware of the surroundings and bang into things, also not moving very quickly. You can make it. You've just got to time it. You hold your breath as a thrall stumbles by your hiding spot. As soon as you see their back, you go. Straight dash for the door, leaping boulders like hurdles. You hear an otherworldly screech as the creatures react and crash into the rotting furniture, giving chase. Fuck you. God damn it. You scared me. You reach the door and look back to see dead-eyes hunters charging forth, teeth and claws gleaming in the low light. You manage to whip the door open and smash a forearm into the face of the closest ghoul and slam the door after you. We're alive? I thought that was death for sure. You hear the sound of the door sealing behind you. You try the latch, but it won't move. So you have chosen the path of servitude. How marvelous. I have longed to have you prostrated before me for the longest time. To be my eternal penitent slave, delightful. Come, my pet, nearly there. As Lydia disappears from sight, you notice that the angled walls start to move in. In the near distance, you see another room. Can you make it before the walls close in on you? Yeah. Do we look like a coward? I don't believe so. Run. Doesn't look that far to the next room. You can do this, the wall isn't moving that fast. You immediately break into a sprint. You run faster than you've ever before, however you fail to notice that the faster you run, the faster the walls close. That is until it's too late. Your outstretched arm drops into the next room as the rest of you runs down the retracting walls. Wall crush, Death 21. I deserve that one. I thought we were better, I'm sorry. How about we walk? Doesn't look like that far to the next room. You can do this. The wall isn't moving fast as long as you keep calm. You can not only watch out for traps, but outpace the wall. You take your first steps towards the exit. The walls steadily close in on you. They force you sideways as you try to sidestep along. However, escape is just out of reach as the vice closes on your skull. Another unlucky. So we crawl. We take a second to observe the closing walls. They were definitely angled so that the top was narrower than the bottom. Also, Lydia had referred to this area as the Path of Servitude. She was exactly the kind of sadistic megalomaniac who would be thrilled at the chance of making her pay crawl for her pleasure. Getting down on the hands and knees, you begin to crawl towards the next room. The walls brush your hips as you near the end, but you keep on undeterred. You manage to pull your toes clear just as the way back completely closes. Good shit. What is this, Lydia? What are we doing here? You stand up and observe the room you find yourself in. As the rumble of the wall fades away, the sound is replaced with the shing of a huge moving blade. Oh, shing! You look around in wide-eyed wonder at the hellscape that surrounds you. Inevitable death promised with the passing of each monstrous blade. Each blade seems to move on its own tempo, and some even irregularly and at odd angles. Oh, I'm so glad you get to see my prized creation! The engineer said it simply couldn't be done, but with some gentle persuasion, here we are. Although it did feel like we were going 2 steps forward and 1 step back at times. How would you like to proceed? Dance. You stand still for a moment, simply listening to the rhythm of the blades. You close your eyes and feel your body start to move on its own. In your mind's eye, you're no longer in the Hall of Horrors. No, you're on the marble tiles of the Budapest Royal Palace. You spin and step in a dream, the blade sounding the beat. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You picture yourself twirling in time, and Lydia's face fills your vision, startling you from your reverie, as a pendulum grazes your cheek. You fall back in shock, losing your footing. You look back at the room of death you just whirled through, unable to comprehend what had just happened. That was it? You've never been to a royal palace, and not with her. Surely not Lydia. Wonderful. Breathtaking, darling. You are dazzling, my dear. I'm so glad something remains. It'll be all the sweeter when we meet. Lydia. No, focus. You pick yourself up and enter the next room. What is this, Lydia? You enter a small room with what looks like a well in the center covered in writhing barbed vines. You inch closer to peek into the hole. A hand shoots up between the vines, fingers curled in agony. The vines wrap around the wrist with razor thorns slashing into their captive. That's not my business. The hand falls back down and a scream of pain comes from below. You cautiously peer in and see a thrall cradling its injured arm looking up at you. However, unlike the others you have encountered so far, this one's eye still shows awareness and intelligence behind them. Please! Please! Release! The creature pleads, obviously struggling to find the word it wants. Open! Yes, open! Yeah, why should I? Reasonable question after the ordeal you've been through. Sympathy wells up inside you for this wretch, but experience also advises caution. If I free you, well, how do I know you just won't kill me? Sorry, can't risk it. You turn to leave. A huge ornate double door lies ahead, signaling the end of your odyssey. Take a step forward and the hissing voice calls again. Please! Open! Kill! You see? You turn back, the soul-wrenching, logic and heart colliding over the best course. I can't open it. You'll just kill... Yes, kill! Kill her!
Waste her!
You're taken aback and shock. Kill, mistress?
Yes, open!
Take a moment to think. You put your hand up to your sleeve in an attempt to get some sort of protection from the blade. You reach for a coil and grab it, but the barbed pierce your sleeve, drawing a pearl of blood under your finger. You flinch back, shaking your hand to ease the pain and to psych yourself up for another attempt. Alright. When I say go, you get out, right? I don't know how long I can hold this.
Yes!
1, 2, 3, go! You grab a handful of vines. You feel slashes of pain in your palms as the vine thrash in your grip. You yank them back to make a hold just as the creeper slithers up your arm, slashing and prickling as they coil. You scream in pain and effort, your grip starting to slip as blood pours down your arm, dripping into the well. The creature, seeing you weaken, wastes no time scurrying free. Once clear, you let out a guttural yell and rip yourself free from the vines, murderous embrace.
Kill!
The creature hisses and flees hysterically back into the labyrinth. No, wait! You call too late as the wretch vanishes into the blade room. Noticing your blood-drenched hands and arms, you regretfully turn back to the engraved doors. Using your shoulder, you push them open and step out into the labyrinth. We're here. Interesting. We got some interesting options here. We give her the old Captain Ahab treatment here. You lower your spear and drive it through the vampiress's chest, staking her to the wall. She screams and writhes, but is unable to free herself. Oh my god. Talons wipe at your face, but you step back to watch her impotent rage, a wry smile on your lips. A red line crosses the beautiful neck of the vampiress. A look of shock contorts her beautiful face as her head slides slowly from her shoulders.
Yes! Kill! Free!
The thrall you liberated from the pit raises its bloodied axe to the sky and screams in triumph. Lose the head. Death 27. What the fu- bro? I thought we were cool. With the head severed, the staked body disintegrates to ash and your spear clatters to the ground. The head of the vampiress rolls to your feet and you pick it up by the hair and toss it to a nearby servant who drops it with horror. The thrall nods in satisfaction and sets off back into the labyrinth, axe hefted for more bloodshed. Exhaustion threatening to overwhelm you, you stumble through the castle in a daze. You come to the entrance and throw it open the doors. You take a moment to stand on the steps, feeling the night sky on your face. The taste of freedom filling your soul. There we go. She's done. But the knife. Your hand closes around the hilt of the knife concealed in your pocket. Excuse me? Nothing can excuse you what you've done. A light flashes off the silver blade as you swipe it across the monster's pale neck. The vampire tries to scream, but only gurgles of blood emerge. Her hand clutches at her throat as she tries to flee. Look of shock contorts her beautiful face as her head flies up.
Yes! Kill!
Nice. I think that's probably the same. Is this not the same? Taste of freedom. Well, I mean, she's done skiing. We're awesome. There's no other way to go about that. Let's talk to the prisoner. You take a closer look at the vines caging in the prisoner. They seem to be sentient, pulsing and writhing towards anything that gets too close. Vicious barbed covers their lengths like living razor wire, protecting the pit. I think it might be possible to pull the vines aside to make a gap for the thrall to escape through, but you'll definitely get injured in doing so. Those razor vines were too eager to coil, crush and slash at any vulnerable flesh nearby. Why should I free you?
Revenge!
The creature snarls.
Open!
Nah, you're good.
No! Please!
Okay, let's what if I try to kill you like this? Turning on your heels, you leave Lydia screaming in anguish behind you. Exhaustion threatening to overwhelm you, you stumble through the castle in a daze. Oh, we still escape even without our bro? Her frantic flight leads to her deeper into the maze, her footsteps echoing off the walls. Turning on your heels, you leave. You hear the screech of the thralls as they sense blood in the air. Okay, yeah, so we get out again. Alright. I think that's everything for that route, specifically. Let's see, what endings do we... Okay, there's like the super ending that we have not gotten yet. How are we looking on the deaths? We're getting there, we're getting there. Now we need to load back and start making our way through here. Take it slowly. You take it slowly, each step deliberate, trying to time your progress to the blades being the furthest into their movement. You make it about halfway through the room when you notice a few of the blades do not complete their journey every time and just pulse back and forth occasionally. You adjust your path accordingly and can see the room beyond so tantalizingly close. Time seems to slow, and out of the corner of your eye, you just catch it. A blade turns on its side as it makes its way towards you. No time to move, it passes through your waist. You let out a gasp as your torso slides to the floor, and another blade grinds up to finish the job. Ooh, nasty. Sliced and diced. Hey, what can you do? That's the game we play, you know? Okay, no, I don't need that anymore. Now as for these ones, let's sneak. You do your best to stay silent, moving from bunk to bunk. A thrall comes towards you, and you hastily crawl under their collapsive column and watch taloned feet as they pause behind you. You hold your breath, and as the pause drags on, mercifully, the creature eventually turns and shambles off again. You count to 3 before crawling out again. You see the door just ahead. The hairs on the back of your neck rises as hot breath caresses against it. You turn slowly and come face to face with a thrall perched atop a stonework you crawled from. It lets out an otherworldly scream, and all the other thralls echo it in return. Then as one, they all spring on you with fangs and claws bared. No time to retreat, they pounce, overwhelming you. Each grabbing a body part and ripping it and tearing, they divide the carcass and begin to feast. I mean, that's the game you play. What can I say? Torn asunder. Yeah, load this one. I walk normally. Wait for the moment where none of the thralls were looking your way before taking a step deeper into the room. Keep a steady pace, eyes forward, getting closer and closer and closer to the door. Act like you're meant to be there, no one will say any different. You make it about halfway before you feel the hairs on the back of your neck rise as a hot breath, and then... Yeah, I'm gonna get shaboinked here. Unlucky. If I ring the bell. You remember the words that the specter told you, caught between life and death. You take out the bell it had given you. Looks so insignificant, like any bell you could have seen in countless schoolyards across the world. Sorry, I just... There we go. Back in your rightful place. Do you risk sounding it? The ghost had asked you to free them, but what if all it does is alert the thralls to your presence? Is this some sort of sick joke? Let the lamb ring its own dinner bell? What do you do? Ring the bell. Spirit saved you once and gave you the bell after that. If it had wanted you dead, it could have already seen to it. Deciding to trust the spirit, you tighten your grip on the handle, knuckles cracking, a bead of sweat glistening on your forehead as you watch the throng of the thralls stumble around the room. It looked like more had entered the room since you got here. It was now or never. With a grim determination and a fate already decided, you stand up from your hiding spot and ring the bell. An almighty gong resonates through the room, more befitting a church bell than the small trinket you carry. The shock of the sound wave ripples through the furniture and throws you from your feet, crashing through a pile of fallen floorboards. You struggle back to your feet, ears ringing and your head pounding. All around the room, the corpses of the damned litter the floor, unmoving, finally at rest. You place the bell reverently on the floor beside one such soul and step through the northern door. Oh, isn't that lovely? Well, let's load this, Attack! You take your spear from your back and lance the nearest thrall. It screams as you impale it, its chest, but it soon starts dragging itself along the shaft, trying to get closer to you. The call of their peer awakens the other thralls from their stupor, and soon you're surrounded. You try to fight them off, downing a few, but their numbers prove to be too great. The speared thrall tosses your weapon aside before screaming a defying challenge that is echoed by the others who have encircled you. Then as one, they all spring at you with fangs and claws bared. And you die. Alright, to the west. Slowly and silently make your way towards the western passage. Oh. I guess east. You come to the Y junction. Oh, this is the chalice. Look at that. Well, I should probably just do all the stuff that I was doing the other way first before I start delving into this sort of territory. Makes the most sense to me. Let's head back here. Let's go down the blood path. Oh no, I know what the blood path. I'm foolish. I'm nothing but a foolish fool. Okay. This is a big choice here, but the white door. Oh, we're back here. Okay. What's the dark southern path? The junction near your cell. Okay. Did I miss something at the docks? I think I didn't investigate anything. We'll go up the wall. You approach the wall slowly. You steady your shaking hands by placing them on the cold concrete and lean forward to peer out over the edge. There's a drop of about 20 feet, then water. The murky depths promise freedom from this morbid game and liberation from the psychotic gaze of the vampires. The crashing sound of the waves hitting the stone below offers a warning of risk. But is it one worth taking? I'd say it is. You take a few steps back, breathe deeply. You can do this, you can do this. Just one leap of faith and it's over. You gaze out over the coast. Not too far. You can definitely make it. Yes, right. You breathe out slowly, deliberately, then you spring forward. A few steps later, then... Time seems to slow. The water moves lazily back and forth. All sound is drowned out by the gusting wind. You feel your lungs, close your eyes, body straight, ready to hit the water. What's that? What's that about? What? Red flashes in your visor. No! It's fucking... You know, I find a nickel every time we get exploded in here. Bomb voyage. Proximity mine. Death 2. That's funny. Okay, I think I want, like, all my cool spears and stuff, so I might take it... Oh no, I should be doing it this way. Yeah, let's do it here. Let's ring the bell. Let's get rid of the ghoulies. Oh no, I'm coming back. Hold on, I didn't mean to come all the way back here. Oh no, this one's like a lock-in choice for... Okay, in that case, let's head east. Let's start looking through these doors here. Oh no, I'm stupid, never mind. Ignore me. Take the chalice. Let me have a save here. What's the large western open? That's where I came from. I answered my... I'm a fool. I go south. Stairs, okay. Be safe here. If I go east... What the fuck is this? You emerge into a wide junction with a crossing path going both west and east. A door barring the wave mark stands on the southern wall. It's amazing how the mind focuses on the mundane and face of horror. Forcing yourself to focus, you make yourself look at the body staked at the wall. The poor soul, with its arms and legs drawn apart further than should have been possible before having spikes driven through its flesh and into the rock itself. Thinking the wretch to be long dead, you draw close to inspect it further, when the head lifts and the unseeing eyes open wide.
My congratulations to you, Wanderer, on making it this far through my latest master's Labyrinth. Yet the true trial still lies ahead, I'm afraid. To complete the duty bade me by my previous master, I must ask, what think of ye of Lady Lydia? There's no words to describe my hate. Let it be known that your choice has been heard. Now hear my words. Your hate is well placed, for her betrayal runs deeper than you are able to remember. She was not always the ruler of this domain. No, that crown once belonged to another, but alas, they were tricked. Stripped of their power, their memory, and then finally their birthright. Forced to walk amongst the masses, unknowing of their true destiny. Although hope is not completely lost, the body may forget, but the blood always remembers. A simple taste will kindle the fires of the past. Now go and find your way forward. I can say no more, and my soul yearns for an end. It has been good to sense the line of my master one last time. The call of the damned welcomes me with my duty fulfilled. The wretch's eyes close, and slowly, and the light fades away, its head falls forward and finally rests. The body, now nothing more than a corpse once again. Stepping back from the departed servant, you contemplate your next move. West. No. What is taking so long? I mean, really? Don't you know it's rude to keep a lady waiting? Well, if you won't come to me, I guess I'll just have to come to you. What? Reach another junction. Well, I'm completely lost now. The path curves northwards as expected and brings you to an arched entranceway. You step through into an enclosed courtyard, and an intense feeling of deja vu overwhelms you as you stare at the large monument in the center of the clearing. I thought I'd asked for that thing to be removed. I was reviled at disgusting effigy. No matter. It shall be gone soon enough, and any lingering remnants of the previous... The past is easily rewritten. Come to me, my sweet morsel. I'll be put right very soon. Barely listening while the vampiress was talking, your attention kept drifting towards the statue. There's just something so familiar about it. Your hand moves on its own, brushing the stone almost tenderly, fingertips gliding along the stone surface. You're not even sure what you're doing until... click. A panel opens up in the statue's base. You glance inside and find a note written in your own hand. They come, betrayal from those once held dear. If found, know that this man now obeys a new master, but some things are rooted too deep to be tampered with. On the path of sacrifice, only blood will show the way. On the path of reflection, always move forward. The watcher of the past only brings woe. The hunt nears its end, and time is short. Dearest Lydia, how could I not see that it was not me you loved, but my throne? Hands shaking, you drop the note back into the compartment and push it closed. Shaking your head to help clear your mind, you walk around the monument and continue your journey. You return to a junction. Yes, you're so close, I can taste it. Is she just gonna fucking jump me if I take too long? Ah, shit. You're mine. Okay. Kept me waiting, death 28. Okay, well that's a good one to get. So I wonder... Let it be known that your choice has been heard. Although once you thought differently, and that is why you are the way you are now. It pains me to see one so great brought so low. Bring an offering, and you may be allowed to join her herd of thralls. Yet if you can find it in you to keep going and remember who you truly are, the only advice I can offer is to never look back. Go now, find your way forward. I can say no more, and my soul yearns for an end. It has been good to sense the line of my master. Okay. Let me... Okay. The mistress' eyes are ever watching, but not always seeing. There are times when her attention is elsewhere. Your beauty is eternal, and your soul has been tied to hers ever since her beginning. Choose wisely, and you may win her affection. The rose freshly bloomed red is a particular favorite of the mistress. Go now, find your way forward. I say no more. Goodbye. Okay. The door closes behind you, and you step forward into a room that is wall-to-wall deathly still water. At the opposite side of the pool, you see another door with a box just beside it. The water between you and your destination is dark in the gloom of the room. Its surface offers no insight into what lies ahead. Dive in. You step up to the edge, and with a grace, you dive smoothly into the pool, your body spearing through the murky depths. You feel something brush against your arm and try to turn to see what it was. What the... the shark looks more scared than I am. He looks sad.
Blood shadow coalesces into the mighty shark that is coming towards you. Without hesitation, you brace the ancient spear that you had strapped to your back. You bravely level the point at the creature just in time to see razor-lined jaws open before you. The spear strikes true, piercing the beast's maw as it went for the devouring strike. Its indomitable force heaves you across the pool, your back striking hard against the wall. The monstrous shark's death throws rip the weapon from your grip as the last of your air escapes from your battered lungs. Panicking, you desperately scratch and claw your way up to the wall and break the water's surface. Exhausted, you flop onto the concrete entranceway just as another shark rises from the water where you had emerged too late. Bravo, mighty hunter. I see the memories of past lives having completely left you. Blood on spear, the thrill of the kill. Oh, my darling, how I want to feel that adrenaline-pounding heart of yours against my bosom just before I bite deeply into it. Soon, yes, I yearn for your coming. I'll be sure to savor every last drop. After taking a few moments to catch your breath and ease the pounding in your chest, you sit up to look at the box beside the door. Looks like it's another one of Lydia's gifts that have been dropped around the maze. One looks more like a trunk than a briefcase, but it's in similar design to the one in your cell when you first began the damned odyssey. Sure, what's in it? You notice that under the latches are razor blades ready to slice any fingers that get too close. Open it. You put your hand under the latch to open the box. It pops open, but as it does, it slices your fingertips deeply. You recoil instinctively, shaking your injured hand, spraying droplets of your crimson blood to the floor. A slight incline of the ledge draws the droplets downwards into the slightly beveled drain and leads the blood into the water. As the first drops of vitae hit the pool, the water starts to ripple as the creatures within gain your scent and enter a hunger frenzy. You watch out in horror as with each second a new fin breaks the surface, until a giant shark crashes from the water, making the mighty leap for you from the depths. Your only option is to dive out of the door, leaving the shark chomping relentlessly on the door and the air as the door swings closed. Okay. Yeah, she's getting impatient. Go in the secret fireplace room. Behind the hearth, you find yourself in a cramped room. You see 4 bottles and a recess on one of the walls. Around the wall, you can feel a beveled edge that hints that the wall might be able to open up, but you don't find any mechanisms to trigger it. From behind you, hear the sound of stone grinding on stone as the fireplace closes up. Poor little mortal, trapped like a rat. However, unlike the rodent, taking the bait is actually the only way out. You must drink from one of these bottles. Once you open a seal, you are committed to your choice. Choose correctly and the door will open. Make the wrong choice and, well, let's just stay positive, shall we? Good luck, my fleshling. You lift each of the bottles up for a closer inspection, but the opaque glass offers no helpful insight. All you can tell is that each of them is about half filled with liquid. Well, she's a vampire. She likes blood. Let's go with red. You crack open the seal, raise the bottle to your nose, and sniff, but you don't detect anything strange. Are you thirsty, my pet? I am. I'd wager you'd be quite refreshing. Now make a succulent morsel and drink up. You peer inside, and best as you can tell, this liquid appears to be clear like water. Trapped alone with only one option available, you take a sip of the fluid. First, nothing happens, but then you feel your throat start to burn and your abdomen cramps severely, doubling you over. You try to vomit, but nothing comes out. You try to breathe, but nothing comes. You feel like you're being crushed from the inside. You collapse, and the bottle smashes on the ground beside you. Your eyes' last image is of that liquid hissing and smoking on the floor. Poisoned bottle. That's just toxic. Okay. Let's try this one. A rectangle of light appears on the wall and swells as the wall swings open, allowing you to step into the next room. Nice. The fucking thrall pen? That's what this was all for? Get this goofy out of here. You enter into a small room. The opposite wall is completely decorated in various framed photographs. You step forward to take a closer look when suddenly the floor drops from under you and you fall into the darkness. Jagged rocks slice at your face and close as you slide down the stone chute. You try to slow your descent, but you're unable to find anything to grip or gain purchase. You feel the rush of wind as you once again you're ejected into the open air. Oh, not here again, come on. Get me out of here. know, I'm coming. Calm down, lady, we'll get there. Uh-oh, let me load that. You arrive at another junction, the walls decorated with beautiful stone arches. To the east, there lies a plain door, and on the southern path looks to lead to a courtyard. What do I do? Open the door. You enter a long neglected warehouse-looking structure. Light beats down in a solid ray through the holes in the high ceiling, piercing the darkness. A solitary chair sits in the center of the decaying room. A long-lost soul lies slumped in repose, illuminated by a shaft from the heavens. So that's where he got to. Silly thing wouldn't play well with the others, so they simply left him. Every word out of his mouth towards the end was venom. Oh, I'm bad. Beyond the body is a shutter door with a light sneaking out from below. How would you like to proceed? Well, let's take a look at the body. You walk up to the body, loose gravel crunching under your boots. The boiler suit the ex-consonant was wearing was exactly the same as the one you currently have. You gingerly lift up one of the arms and notice that the hand was covered in pairs of pinholes, each set about an inch above between the marks. Black veins decorate the translucent, decaying flesh. Do you want to check his pockets? Sure. You go through the unzipped side pockets, but don't find anything of use. However, in the breast pocket, you find a small key. Thinking it might be useful later, you put the key in your own breast pocket. You take a quick look around the abandoned warehouse. There doesn't seem to be much here, other than the corpse and the shutters. Around the edges of the room, there are piles of rubble and debris. There could be something hidden in one of the larger piles, you suspect. Would you like to dig? Not really, but I will anyway. You choose out the largest pile of rocks, thinking if anything had something useful, it would be the biggest pile. Oh, God, my voice! You toss aside the debris, clearing a layer of the mound. You see something reflecting in the light. It's slick and appears moist, and it starts to move. You recoil back, but it's too late. The viper strikes suddenly, fangs sinking into your hand. You try to shake it off, but weaken fast and fall to your knees. Oh, now that's just not fair. It was my fangs that were supposed to sink into you. The pain of the venom flooding into your veins is a hell that just won't end. Although you can still no longer move, your death was neither quick nor painless. You felt each agonizing heartbeat pump death further through you until it mercifully pumps no more. Snakebite. Happens to the best of us. You run over to the shutters. The light of the new day shining below teases hope just out of reach. You try to lift it, but it won't budge. The gap is only tall enough for you to fit your arm underneath. A thick chain anchors the door to the stone floor with a huge padlock securing it in place. Let's try the key. You take out the key, holding it reverently in both hands, not daring to risk dropping it. With held breath and silent prayer, you push the key into the lock, willing it to turn with your entire soul. Click. The lock opens, releasing the held links of steel. Throwing the lock aside, you frantically pull the chains free of the door and gleefully toss it away. With both arms gripping onto the shutter, you squat to use your full strength. With a scream of effort, you heave, sending the shutter rolling up. The light from the end of the tunnel washes over you. You bathe in its warmth, basking in the moment. Do you leave? That's interesting. Well, of course I do. You exhale a huge sigh of relief as you step forward. You made it. Freedom, safety, life. Going somewhere? How rude trying to leave a party without even saying goodbye. Until we meet again, my little blood dumpling. Death. False finish. To be expected. Oh shit, why'd I do that? Let me go back here. Uh-oh. She's not happy with me. Oh, we're back here? Oh, Jesus. Okay, let's do the gargoyle thing. Let's put my finger in. Go to the path of reflection this time. You always live trying to just get by day to day. You never had the luxury of being able to look to the future, and as for looking back, your past felt fragmented, blurry, painful. The past held nothing for you other than trauma best left there. Every time you try to recall beyond the life you have scavenged for yourself, your mind recoils as if dangerous from an animal. as if from a dangerous animal. Yet you survived. You fall, you get back up, you fall again, you rise even stronger. Past may be pain, but pain can be endured and overcome. One step at a time, you climb the stairs to face the next trial. The stairs emerge into a winding path leading northwards. The wall behind you collapses, sealing you in, leaving you no other option than to go forward. You may have heard the phrase, "if only looks can kill." Well, my love, sometimes they can. You look up and see it shoot above, leading to the darkness, but it's too high to be of any use to you. The tunnel you find yourself in looks more like a bore than a man-made construction. The curved cave-like walls stretch eternally forward, a light beckoning you deeper. You cast a glance over your shoulder at the caved-in entrance before shrugging and continuing towards the light. You walk for a few moments and realize the light is keeping distance with you, never seeming to get closer. The corridor winds and turns, and with each step you get the unmistakable growing feeling that you're being watched. That itch in the back of your neck, the rising of little hairs, goose pimples, a shiver. Folklore writes them off as a mystic foresight or portents, but that sixth sense that you are not alone lies within us all. And right now it was blaring klaxons in your soul. Klaxons? That's a good word. Well, what if I take a little peep behind me? I'm sure it'll be fine if I just do a little peek. You cast a furtive glance over your shoulder. The horrific eye of the Watcher fills your mind. The suffering of eternity floods your senses. Your mind flayed by the woes of millennia being forced into your soul. The great eye sees all and judges you guilty. Yeah, we knew that one was coming, though. Ignoring it, you continue onwards. The ringing of your footsteps echo off the walls. For so long, the only sound you have heard now sounds discordant. An unknown pressure weighs on your head, vision blurring. The walls and floor seem vibrant as your eyes strain. Just keep going. With a hand to the wall to steady yourself, you hurry down the corridor. At last, the light starts to find shape and solidifies in a doorway, just as the voice behind you whispers, "Guilty." The quiet sound resonates like an avalanche in your mind, forcing you to your knees. Meet the gaze of your accusers and accept your penance for the oblivion. Your hands clamp your ears, your eyes squeeze shut, trying to temper the pain of the eternal whisper. Run for the door! You force open one eye despite the pressure. The door is so close. You can do this. Don't look back. You stagger to your feet and stumble forward as fast as you can manage. Guilty! The shockwave of accusation smashes you into the door. With all your might, you push yourself up, gripping the handle you fall through, kicking the door closed with your feet. The latch catches, and immediately there's silence, the pressure, another memory of pain. Still sitting on the ground, you glance around. The room is filled with some sort of machine depicting both the sun and the moon, and a large crank that looks like it would move the celestial bodies in different positions. Doors adorn to both the north and eastern walls of the mechanism's room, as well as the door you just fell through, but there's nothing you can do that could entice you to open again. The northern door bears an emblem depicting the sun and moon, whereas the eastern door lies plain. You give the sun's door handle a try, but it doesn't budge. You suspect it to be linked to the machine, judging by the rails on the floor. The mechanism. Let's inspect the machine. From where you first entered the room, you see two cranks. You give them a quick turn and discover one controls the movements of the sun and the other the moon. Each of the celestial lights appear to run on separate tracks. You follow the paths on the floor and suspect that there are three positions that look like they might do something. Getting back to the cranks, you try to work out what to do. Leave it for a minute. You grab the handle, expecting it to be locked, but the door clicks as you turn and you pull it open. Oh. You nervously enter the next room, not sure what awaits you in the darkness. You look around and the room is completely bare except for an antique mirror. You cast a look at it, but you can't see any reflection in the cloudy glass. You start to turn away, but sudden movement catches your eye. You look again and see yourself staring back. Touch the glass. You raise a finger towards the glass, as does your reflection. The moment you touch the glass, the reflection's hand shoots out and grabs your wrist. The hand squeezes your wrist and you start to feel bones snap. The reflection pulls you towards the mirror with demonic strength, your feet sliding on the ground as you try to resist. Your attempts prove futile as you are inexorably pulled into the glass. The creature releases you and you stare out at the thing wearing your face. You pound on the glass, but there's no sound. The reflection smiles a grin that corrupts your face of all humor, exuding pure malice. The new you exits through the door, shutting it behind you, leaving you silent in the darkness.
death.
Oh, yeah, I think they told us not to reflect on our past. They warned us of this. Wave. Raise a hand and wave at your reflection. In anything else, it would have been imperceptible, but you're sure you saw a difference in timing from the reflection. Something isn't right. Oh, if I jump. You jump up and down. The reflection merely stares and then slightly shakes its head. Try to back away, but as soon as you move your feet, the reflection's hand shoots out and grabs your wrist. Ah, damn. Well, he's no fun. You turn to leave and the reflection watches you go. You return to the sun machine. Uh-oh. Well, let me just load this. Let me just get back. Let's inspect the machine. Let's have the sun with the moon block. As the moon covers the sun, the room dims and a shadow falls over the northern door. Fabulous job, my beloved. I'm afraid the sun does take its toll on my flawless skin. There's nothing more beautiful in this world than a solar eclipse, present company excluded, of course. The sun door slides open, allowing you to move on the penultimate room. You step forward into an entrance hall. A huge ornate door heralds an end to the labyrinth, and it promises an encounter with the mistress beyond. However, in the hall there appears to be a large stone fountain. Let's remove the plug, and we're going to drink it this time. Hold on. There's probably two different types of it. Let me drink. You dip your trembling hand into the pool and bring it nervously to your lips. Not sure what to expect, you gently part your lips and sip slowly of the thick fluid. Your feet leave the ground as you lift into the air, body stretched rigid. Spirits of the past haunt your memories, and powers sealed away break the dam. Remembrance of a life lost, a life taken, and world turned upside down overwhelms you as you quiver in the grasp of the ancient ritual being overthrown. As sudden as it started, it ends, dropping you back to the floor. You land nimbly on your feet. You feel refreshed. Reborn, in fact. Your eyes go to the door and you smile. Vengeance will be sweet. You stride purposefully towards the door, filled with confidence of finally knowing who you are. The door bursts open as you throw them wide and step from your labyrinth. I want what's rightfully mine. Lydia's eyes open in furious surprise. Whatever do you mean? I remember. I have no idea what you're talking about. Your hand lashes out a blur and grips her by the throat, smashing her into the wall. Leaning in, you bring your lips close to her ear, your words coming out in a whispered snarl. Lydia von Mercia, direct descendant of Voivode of Wallachia. Self-proclaimed mistress of the maze. Nothing more than a usurper. You smash her head against the stone once more, your anger swelling. When I found you, you were nothing more than a pathetic mortal, a thief using your wiles to swindle lecherous lords of their trinkets. I sensed my great-grandfather's blood in you. I offered you my gift, brought you into the Night Court. You owe everything to me, and how do you repay me? No, I can explain. I was... Silence! I am the ruler of the night. I am the heir to the Dracula throne. A true-born vampire, sired by Vlad Tepes himself. You are nothing but a stray... No, you are nothing but a stray bitch I took pity upon. You are no true vampire. Yet you dare turn your dark arts against me. You called upon your pet Magalore and their magics to strip me of my memories and my rightful born powers. You made me mortal, Brataroi. You stole my kingdom, you stole my birthright, you squat in my home, call yourself queen. To hell I damn you, Lydia the charlatan. Your soul belongs to me. New Master, Death 26. Awesome. How many deaths am I missing, I wonder? Alright, so I got all the endings. Well, aren't you just a curious little kitten? And so, you know what they say about that, don't you, my sweet? Well, I suppose with such a wonderfully inquisitive mind like yours, things like this would be expected, no? Also, such initiative. I enjoy resourceful plaything. So I can't let an enterprising venture such as this go unrewarded, can I? No, that simply won't do at all. So here you are, my darling. Here's a map of my little maze. I do hope you're happy with yourself. Of course, now I have to kill you. Now, don't make such a fuss. It's just a done thing, my dear. We can't have sensitive information like this out amongst the rabble. Not like I enjoy killing you, no. I relish in it. Damn. Knew too much. How many deaths? I'm missing a good couple. I'm missing quite a bit of death, actually. I want to get them. I'm assuming some are... Let me load it. Probably fucking this up. Blocked them. The machine whirls in life. The astral body. The temperature rises quickly, and you notice the metal of the machine starts to glow from the warmth all around you. Getting worried, you try the other doors, but nothing budges. Blisters start to boil your face and skin. Your clothes start to smolder and then combust. You stop and roll, but the glowing steel lacing the floor only stokes the flames. You scream in agony as the fire consumes you. Oh, how wonderful! I do terribly enjoy a delicious barbecue. Sunburn. Unlucky. What about if I... Nothing happens. Okay. In that case... I might need to start from the beginning. Can I go back to... Actually, I'll just do this real quick. I'll go back to the beginning. Can't be talking about that. We're gonna check out those other doors, because I think those doors are... ignore it. I don't need it. Go north. Let's say worm. White door. Alright. I'm fucking sorry? The door opens into an exotically decorated boudoir. Veils, curtains, and cloths cover the walls, and pillows lie scattered across the floor. A mysterious figure sits, lounging on the cushions. Long, luscious legs gleam in the light. Well, hello. The door closes behind you as you tread cautiously across the carpet. As you get closer, you see more of the lounging woman. Hello? You say uncertainly, but there's no response from the shadowed lady. She simply adjusts into a more inviting pose. One long-fingered hand beckons you closer as bright eyes shine from the shadows, promising you a pleasure beyond imagining. A voice whispers to you, "Sit." Well, you don't gotta tell me twice. Oh, my automatic saves are there. Well, doink. You sit beside the voluptuous woman and smile. Compelled, you sit down as if drawn by an unseen force. You lean closer, eyes closed, heart aflutter, when you feel a sharp pain in your neck. You try to struggle, but strength forsakes you, and darkness overwhelms. Man, just let me have it. I'm okay standing. A hissing snarl comes from the shadows before the woman leaps from the floor, fangs and claws extended towards you. You turn and run back towards the door. The creature chases right behind you. You barrel through the door, falling to the ground. The berserk fiend leaps on top of you, trying to sink her fangs into your neck. You smash your visor into her nose, get your feet under her chest, and heave her back into the room. Scrambling to your feet, you slam the door closed and hold it with all your might. You hear her clawing on the other side. When a voluptuous woman tells me something, I sit my white ass down and listen. You glance down and see a turn latch under the handle. Switch it, locking the door. Stepping away, you breathe easy. The door holds. I go back in. Oh, I want to dabble a foot in the water. You gingerly dabble one of your feet in the water, sending ripples across the pool. Nothing happens other than the gentle sound of disturbed water lapping against the sides. Growing more confident, you put your whole foot into the water just as the fin breaks the surface of the pool and rushes towards you. With a scream of surprise, you fall backwards and the fin recedes back into the depths. Let's dive in. Eyes wide, arm and legs flailing, you do everything you can to get away from the razor-lined jaws that rush towards you. The shark's dagger-like teeth sink deep into your torso, its momentum driving you hard against the wall of the pool, forcing the air from your lungs and the teeth deeper into your body. It shakes you vigorously, blood staining the water red, drawing more mouths to the feast. You scream, a last explosion of bubbles as you're torn asunder. Shark bait, hoo-ha. Ah, shit, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, we're missing quite a couple. I'm confused because it seems to be like a good couple of deaths that I'm missing here. There seems to be like a whole like area of death that I'm missing. And they seem early on, too. Let's try the tree. Oh, this is very different. You walk through the doorway and follow the path until you come to a junction. The path ahead continues east and then appears to curve northwards. To the south, the corridor opens out to reveal an overgrown glass botanical building. Which way would you like to go? Well, let's definitely save here. East. Okay, we know this. Well, I want to go back here. You push open the greenhouse door with a bit of effort. The door seems weighted in order to keep it closed. As you enter, the humidity hits you like a wall. The very air tastes thick in your mouth. The walls of the interior are coated with vines and strange plants. Across from you, you spy a door through the greenery, but that's not what has you concerned. Disbelieving your own eyes, it takes a moment for your mind to comprehend what you're unable to tear your eyes away from. Just to your right, not 10 feet away, lies an enormous sleeping tiger. Oh, marvelous to see you found my dearest kitty cat. Isn't he just ravishing? Now come to think of it, I can't bring to mind the last time I fed him. Isn't that silly? The poor beast must be famished. Tread carefully, my lovely. While Lydia's laughter fades in your ears, your eyes remain locked on the monstrous beast. Thankfully, it hasn't stirred or noticed your presence yet. Nice kitty. I've never witnessed such a majestic creature like this before, at least never in person, or at this close. As you draw nearer, the beast lifts its massive head and lets out an enormous yawn, revealing the largest teeth you've ever seen. You reach out a hand towards its two predatorial eyes snap at attention to you. You only have an instant to realize what the hell you're doing before the tiger pounces on you and tears you into your flesh. Yeah. Sleeping tiger, death. Okay, that's death 6. You inspect the plants growing around the glass walls. You don't seem to recognize anything in particular. They all seem to be strange hybrids of various plants. Oddly, the smell of garlic permeates the air. You lean in close to inspect the plant with light lavender flowers that you thought looked familiar. So intent in your investigation were you that you didn't notice the approach of the stalking predator until it pounces on your back. Uh-oh. Gulp. Crouching botanist, leaping tiger. Okay, that was a different death. Okay. You walk slowly and silently across the room, eyes locked on the slumbering beast. Each step is an exercise in control, willing your body not to make a single sound. You reach the door just as you hear the beast let out a huge yawning roar. You pull the door closed behind you and sigh a huge breath of relief. The small office you find yourself in has barely enough space for the workbench that fills the opposite wall. The bench is littered with a bunch of in-progress tasks, all just left wherever the occupant had space to set them. Front and center at the table in front of you, you can see a rack of vials with a white liquid inside, along some sort of unmarked flask as a chemical. A series of scattered notes cover the left side of the bench, and a dossier folder is a sole occupant of the far right side. You cast your eye around the room to see what else you could find. The walls are the same reinforced glass coated in creeper vines you noticed in the main hall of the Botanic House. Besides the door that you entered from is an old refrigerator. Surprisingly, you can hear it humming as it continues to work. Well, let's take a look at the vials. You examine the vials and notice that each one is labeled with a series of numbers and amounts, 250 milligrams, and so on. You uncork the vials, and the stench of garlic assaults your senses. You promptly plug them up again and attempt to fan away the scent with your hand. Below the rack, you see a note with a hasty scrawl. Initial test proof promising, increased dosage gradually to build tolerance. Okay. Oh. You put the vials in your pocket. What would you like to do? Interesting. Oh, hold on, let me... You throw the vials to the ground and grind them under your boot heels. The overpowering stench of garlic fills the room. That was helpful. The notes. The scattered pages across the table are a jumble of various information, some old, some fresh, and some in a language you don't recognize. You pick up one of the most recent, still white pieces of paper and try to decipher its meaning. Remendium Vampire has the following script that seems to detail a kind of ritual that is beyond your understanding, yet tickles your mind with an unsettling feeling of déjà vu. Towards the bottom of the page, in a different handwriting, a note of caution was scribed. Subject must not imbibe vampiric vitae, lest the ritual be nullified. Other documents with different headings and tongues lie amongst the pile. Restore la mortale, memoroi exturgimus, and magia sanguile. Given time and resources, you feel you'd be interesting to translate, but for now there's not much you can do, so regretfully you set them back on the table. You pick up a report simply labeled Magnetic Blades. You flick through the dossier as it explains the schematics of the murderous room and its construction. It goes into great detail about the electromagnets used to swing mighty razors and how they managed to overcome stability issues. As you're about to toss it back down to the table, you notice a little note attached to the invoice by a paperclip. As requested, the control panel was embedded in the wall and hidden by a pressure-to-open plate. The activation code was also set to 1260 as per your instructions. Okay, interesting. Look in the refrigerator. You open the fridge, and inside you find all kinds of large hunks of unknown meat. You take some? I will. You grab a large hunk of meat. Let's leave. You open the door and look around for the tiger, only to find it not only awake, but stalking the center hall. The beast snarls as it catches sight of you and slinks forward, keeping low, a rumbling growl disturbing the silence. Hold on. You panic. You try to run and the beast cuts you off. Your whole body tenses as you freeze in fear. The beast doesn't hesitate and pounces on its prey, leaping onto your back and crushing you to the ground. You try to scream, but nothing comes before the tigerish jaws close around your neck. Run faster, Death 8. Yeah, I imagine that was the same. You make yourself as big as possible, arms raised above you like a bear, and let out the loudest roar you can muster. The cat hesitates and circles around you. However, it seems to be keeping its distance, wary of this change in its prey. Okay, now we're on to something. We're better. The creature roars back, accepting your challenge, but on its guard of what the unhinged human might do. The beast paces back and forth, eyes never leaving your own, body low, ready to pounce, but not willing to take the first move. You maintain your stance, trying to tap into your primitive instincts. Snarling, fingers curled as if ready to use your claws, that you don't have. You do your best to intimidate the feline predator. Legs wide in a power stance, you swivel gently to keep the tiger in front of you, protecting your flanks. In the back of your mind, you realize that the beast is no longer between you and the exit. Slowly, you start to yield ground, inching closer to freedom, all while maintaining a threatening pose. The tiger notices that you're backing down and starts to get into position for a pounce. You cast a worried glance over your shoulder, the door almost within arm's reach. You see the tiger move back on its hunches, ready to jump. Immediately, you drop your own arms and throw open the door and leap through, yanking it closed behind you. The beast crashes into the reinforced glass, and you whisper a silent prayer of thanks that the steel frame held it at bay. Oh my, that burning fire that I remember from so long ago. Oh darling, seeing you face down that gorgeous beast ignites something deeper down beside me. I must simply have you. You're mine, 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 mine. Hurry, my wonderful beastly pet, I'm aflame with yearning. I think I might just swoon. You return to the T-junction. Alright, we try... You fake forward, but the beast leaps to the side. Catching you off guard, the tiger strikes and sinks its teeth into your leg, bringing you down. You scratch and flail, trying to drag yourself away from the beast, but a massive paw on your chest pins you to the ground. Your final sight was the tiger raising its other forepaw up before your eyes, before a massive claw swipes your face from your skull and the feeding begins. Face off. This tiger's kicking my ass. You throw the hunk of unnamed meat to the other side of the room. With the tiger distracted, you take your chance and dash for the door, slamming it shut behind you. Okay. Well, let me let her kill me real quick. Which endings am I missing? Well, not ending, but which deaths am I missing? I'm missing a couple. I think from what we learned with the control panel, I think something can be done with sliced and diced. I wonder. Okay, hold on. Let me try something. Take the vials. Check dossier. Look in the refrigerator. Take the meat. Leave. Okay, yeah, give them the meat. Ah. White doors. Let's save here. If I go into the heart. Okay, well that didn't do anything for me. I guess I should make my way back to the blade room. Leave it. Just clamber across. Nah, I don't need you, bro. Head to the entrance. I gotta remember where the fucking eastern door. I want to go north. Just run for it. Brawl. Now stand before you. Inevitable death promised with the passing of each monstrous blade. Each blade seems to move on its own tempo, and some even irregularly at odd angles. Yeah. Okay, control panel. You remember the dossier had mentioned something about a hidden control panel. You run your hand over the first metal strut, feeling around until a plate thankfully pops open with a keypad. Vaguely remember it being a 4-digit code. What was it? Let's put in 2024. That'd be funny. The buzzer sounds and the first LED lights up. Looks like you only got one more chance. 1998. A lightning jolt courses through you as the buzzer sounds. The current clamps you in place, quivering as the electricity courses through your fraying insides, leaving you a smoking husk. What a shocking development. Classic. Yeah, so this is gonna kill me. I'm curious if this is new. Okay, now we got that one already. Okay, so I'm missing what appears to be secret ones. Let me see. There was a walkthrough through this. We have quite a bit here, so I do want to. Oh wait, I think I know what it is actually. I think I know. Hold on. I think I got it. I think I just need to get to her with the potion. When I offer it to her, I'm gonna poison her drink. Let's go to the northeastern deck. Put your finger in. What happens if I kill the other guy? You hear a scream as you push the button, but you are blessedly unaware of the horror going on behind the wall. Silence stretches on for a moment before the door slides open. I never trusted him, far too charitable, spending all his free time aiding mortals. I guess I'll have to call the orphanage and let them know that they won't be getting the donation they so desperately needed. Not sure how to feel your instance kick in and get out. This could be a death, hold on. The gentle crest of the okay. Touch the thorn. Touch the thorn again. Touch it again. No, okay. I remove plug. Fill chalice. Add vials to the blood. Pick up the vials you had stashed away. You remove the corks and pour all 4 vials into the chalice. The scent of garlic immediately floods your senses, but it's quickly washed away with the ever-flowing iron. You swirl the chalice, mixing it thoroughly. You check it to make sure there's no sign of tampering, and you see the nuts and smell nothing. Mixing with the blood seemed to neutralize the scent, thankfully. Okay, so we have our death chalice. I have a gift for you. How thoughtful. You know I could use someone like you around here. Could help being so hard to find and all. Lydia takes the chalice you hold for her and drinks deeply. The chalice falls from her hand as she clutches her throat. Oh my! You wily thing! Poisoned by my own beloved! How Shakespearean! It burns, oh how it burns it! Her hand wraps around your throat, lifting you off the ground with ease. You're a silly, silly mortal, aren't you? Do you think there would be garlic in my domain unless I expressly wished it to be so? I've been building up my tolerance to that disgusting flora for decades, darling. It was good to try, though, my sweet. But now I think I need a palate cleanser. And I think that you will do nicely. Damn, I thought that would get her. Good try, Death 24. That's fair. Honestly, I can't even hate her for that one. That was embarrassing on my end. I'm missing 2. I do have the guide. I did get a walkthrough. I don't have any ideas for where else I can do stuff. So I might utilize the guide here. Let's see. Oh, that's a simple one. Please let me go. No, let me out. Honestly, how rude. I invite you to my home and you don't even have the proper manners to stay for dinner. It put me right off, I'm afraid. I mean, really? Very well then, we shall just have to find someone else. Cleanse the cell, acid wash if you'd be so kind. I don't want a trace left. Let's reset from the top. Cleansed by acid, death 1. Nice, okay. Hold on. And what's the last one we are missing? Missing 25. Hold on, I feel like I've done that already. If you free the thrall, he will kill Lydia no matter what option you choose. If you had freed the thrall from the pit and still submit to... Okay, so I need to help my boy out. I need to help out Big Slime. Mission understood. I need to simp for Lydia still, though. Okay, so here, yes. Create an opening for my boy. Serving you as my reward. Oh my, how delightful. What an enchanting life we could have together. You doing my bidding for all time. My bidding. Oh darling, it's simply wonderful. A red line crossed the beautiful neck, and this is... Look at shark. Yeah. Kill free! The thrall you liberated from the pit raises a bloody axe and screams in triumph. Lose the head. A shadow falls over you, and you look up to see your thrall standing over you, axe raised.
Wrong choice.
There it is. Chose the wrong side, Death 25. Alright, well, with that is Lydia's Labyrinth. Thank you all for watching. I have done my part. I have shouted them out. Let me get the exact name again before I give my thoughts on the game real quick. Hold on 1 second. Why can't I find it? Where is this? Work with me here. Weird. Yes, Valhallians. Valhallians, the creator of this game, they did this for a game jam, I believe. I'm not entirely sure what the rules are for the game jam at all, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was very neat. I liked the different environments. I liked the way that you could learn about different traps and stuff and things in other parts of the dungeon. I think for that reason, I would say that maybe the save system in it is a little bit counterintuitive, as I'm able to easily just sort of brute force through the answer, when I imagine kind of what you wanted more was for the natural progression of you learning more information about the traps and then making your way through, more kind of like a roguelite in a way, like you're learning how to properly deal with it as you go. I don't know if that's even a good analogy, but I liked it. I thought it was simple. It was neat. A vampire turned mortal and tortured by vampire mommy lady. It was fun. I liked it. I like getting all the deaths. I like the little endings. I'll tell you what, it's a fucking brutal on my throat. You can probably hear it throughout the stream. I probably sound a little bit weathered, but I liked it. Thank you very much for recommending me to play it. I appreciate it, and I hope you enjoyed me playing it, though pretty much it was essentially just an audiobook reading. Yeah, I liked it. Keep up the good work. I might check out some of your other stuff. Thank you all for watching, though. Remember, tune in tomorrow, as we have a very important stream. Tomorrow, I will be presenting my father a PowerPoint created by my friends to embarrass me to him. And that's going to be a lot of fun. So stay tuned, and remember, stay creepy, cultists. Actually, well, before I go, stick around. Let me find someone to properly raid first. That's what we like to do here. That's what we like to do here. Uh-oh. That's what we like to do. Let's see.
Short.
Oh, Mary's streaming again. Let me... I'll throw it over to Mary then, good friend. So, stick around. I will throw it over to Mary. You know her, we love her.
You have a new one too?
Yeah.
That fucking...
Way better than.
That ad scared the shit out of me. Alright. Yep, so we'll throw it over. Go show them some love. They'll need it. They're playing a dark anthology game, and most of those are kind of sucky, but they're playing the good one. So go over there, show them some love. Thank you. See you next time. See you tomorrow.